What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? How we doing today? It's the Enchatin talk show. What's up, everybody? Chatting with Enchatin. What is up? How is everybody doing today? What is up, everybody? I'm excited to bring you new content. Got the tie. I even got the tie on, guys. I even got the tie on. That's how much I love you guys. Even got a tie on. That's too much value, but you want to know what? I'm doing this for you guys. All right, so here's what's gonna happen, boys. This is what's gonna be the Enchanting Talk Show. If you guys have a question or want to talk to me throughout this episode, I have a couple of topics that I have prepared to start it off. But then, guys, if you guys want to talk to me, get inside the Discord, get in the waiting room or talk to Squirt. He's going to set you up, and then we're going to get you on here live to talk to me, and that is what's going to happen. So definitely get up in here. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to go over a topic or two that I already have prepared for this episode. Waiting for a couple of people to get in here, and then might kick this off as far as that is concerned. But the first topic that I want to go over, guys, is the esports that just happened. MGL Worlds. We're going to go over this really quickly. The World Final, guys, is going to be this weekend, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Not only is it going to be Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, guys, it is going to be between France and Brazil. It is going to be absolutely insanity. We got some crazy things coming out for that match. I cannot wait for the matchup. Now, also what I wanted to talk about, guys, was a card in the game that needs a little bit of a nerf. You know, it's one of those cards that's just a little bit too strong, and it's been strong for a very long time. And that card is the Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon has just been one of those cards that has been super overpowered in the meta. And why do I say that it's overpowered? Because it shuts down golems, shuts down giants, shuts down Mega Knights, P.E.K.K.A.s. It really shuts down everything and makes the game a little bit too easy, in my opinion. I really wish that the game got a little bit more difficult, in the sense of you didn't have a flying unit that it flies. It's very tanky. It doesn't die to pretty much any spell in the game besides a rocket, and just sits up there and absolutely demolishes everything and heats up. And not only does it heat up and destroy things, it is a zap bait unit. So what that does is it indirectly buffs Skeleton Barrel, Bats. You got Goblin Barrel as well, because if you have a log, you're not gonna have a zap to reset the Inferno Dragon and everything like that. But guys, everybody just tuning in here, if you guys want to get your question in for me to answer it, !Discord in the chat. Get in the waiting room and we will be dragging you guys in here. You ask me a question about Clash Royale, I'll answer it for everybody, and that is what this show is going to be turning into, guys. It is Chatting with Enchantin'. The Enchantin' Show is live. But yeah, guys, Inferno Dragon, super strong. Now here's the problem. How do you nerf this card? That is the million-dollar question. It's one of those cards that's really difficult to nerf because it's just super strong. What I suggest is it takes another second to ramp up to maximum damage. I think that will make the card a little bit more manageable and easier to handle for people who can't really deal with it because they don't have a zap or a log. You're seeing way too many cards in the meta right now either be zap bait, log bait, and everything in between. You have a Princess, Skeleton Barrel, Bat, Inferno Dragon in one deck. How are you supposed to, and Goblin Gang in one deck? That's 5 cards that you need a spell for, in essence, and you're not going to get that spell. So what I suggest is make it another second to ramp up, make it a little bit longer to do that extra tier 5, I believe, damage. And that'll definitely take care of business, boys. But that's my thoughts on the Inferno Dragon. I don't know what's going to be up with that, but I believe we have somebody looking to ask us a question. Let's bring him in to the chat, and let's see if he has a question for us. Hello, you there? Let's see, boys. All right, well, we're going to continue to talk right now until Frost. We brought Frost in here. He has his mic muted right now. He needs to unmute his mic. But when he gets into there, it's a server mute. Oh, no. How is it a server mute? Oh, the server mute is now off. What's up, Frost? Sorry about that.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, my man? Just talk one more time.
I'm good.
Hold on. Let me raise your volume to 200. All right, talk one more time.
Test.
All right, hold on. I'm going to need to just raise the Discord. Wow, that's max. That sucks.
No problems.
All right. Can you hear Frost? Talk again.
Test.
Damn, hold on. All right, talk one more time.
This is test.
All right. We're good. I just have to mute the music for that. No big deal. All right, so how's it going, my man?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
And you?
I'm fine as well. Do you have a Clash Royale question for me to answer today?
No. I'm sorry.
No, you don't?
No, I not have.
Do you have any question to ask me?
What do you think about Mega Knight?
All right, what do I think about the Mega Knight? I think the Mega Knight is a little overpowered. But at the same time, it's one of those cards that kind of keeps spellbait, the Goblin Huts deck in check a little bit, because it does move around the map, jumping around. But it is a little overpowered in the sense of if you have a lot of squishy units and the opponent has a Mega Knight, you kind of lose. But at the same time, if you have a P.E.K.K.A instead of a Mega Knight in that slot, the Zap Bait and the Log Bait are going to just absolutely destroy you. What I would say is it's a little bit overpowered. I would say maybe a 5% health nerf to the card, maybe even a little bit of a damage nerf as well. The only really interactions it would do with a damage nerf would be pretty much the towers, and big heavy units. So I feel like maybe a 5% health and 5% damage nerf might put that card into a good spot. Do you think it needs a buff or a nerf, or what do you think about the card?
It's fine because it's counter travel the E-barbs on ladder.
You're having to deal with the E-barbs down there. So how many trophies do you have?
Above 4K.
Above 4K, so that's where the E-barbs are. Are there any Royal Giants over there still?
Still Royal Giants, but I use the Inferno Dragon.
So that's how you shut it down. Yeah, Inferno Dragons and Elite Barbarians are definitely one of those two units that Supercell kind of wishes they never made. They're common cards. They affect the meta so high in lower arenas, and I feel that it definitely needs to get fixed somehow, some way. And I have a question for you. How would you fix ladder leveling if you could?
Like Clash of Clans, the system.
So you would have a cap out at King Tower level, is what you're saying. All right. That's not a bad option. I mean, I feel like that is the majority opinion on what people think about. The only reason why I don't think that's a viable option for Clash Royale right now is it's been too long already. So with that in mind, it being super long, it's like let's just say I have all these level 13 cards. I have Elite Barbs and I have Royal Giant maxed out. And I have been requesting those cards for 5 to 6 months. Unfortunately, you're now telling me that, yes, I get, let's just say, gold for it, or maybe even a little bit of gems and gold for the cards that get from a level 13 to, I guess, a level 11 or level 10 of wherever it would be. Now I need to request again because let's just say my Musketeer is level 8 instead of it being, level 10 right now, where I am. And I feel like that could do just as much harm as as nerfing the cards down to the King Tower level, as far as that's concerned. But here's the problem. I do agree that it definitely needs to have a cap on it. And I think if they maybe made a level 14 and then cap the cards at, let's just say, then they capped them down, because that would at least feel like, all right, I didn't use all of these cards to get to level 14. There's still room for it to grow. It's not a level 14 Royal Giant at this point. It's only a level 13. So you nerf it down that way after you buff the game, and then it feels like it's kind of not that much of a blow. I feel like that is how you can get away from that. Can I ask about the desk? People are asking in the chat, can I ask about the desk? This desk, do you guys not like this desk, guys? This desk is value. This is the new stream upgrades. Type 1 in the chat if you like the new stream upgrades. And also, if you want to ask me a question, get into the Discord. I just typed !mark Discord in the chat. Get up in here, and then get into the waiting room. We'll pull you in. You can ask me a question, and then we'll continue the show as far as that is concerned, guys. But until somebody else gets up in here, do you have another question?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
No? All right. Thank you very much, my friend.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right, guys. Let me tell you something, boys. This is the new format of Chatting with Enchatin. We're testing this out today, seeing if it works, seeing if it's good, guys. And I even loaded my green screen for you guys. I even loaded the green screen. I even got, dressed up. Look at this. Look at this. I just totally messed up the green screen, but look at this. I look fresh. I look good. And we are ready to go. Yeah, we got... What? The desk is bad? What do you mean the desk is bad? Get out of here. Desk is value. Desk is value. All right. Desk hype, boys. Desk hype. All right, though. But no, get in here if you want to ask me a question. But next question that we have another question. You can also just type it in the chat. If you don't want me to say it, if you don't want to come on voice, guys, you can type it in the chat. And you then... I'll just answer it like that if you want to in the Twitch chat. No big deal. But we have... Wait, you guys don't like the chat? Dude, the desk is horrendous? Come on now. Don't hate the desk. Do not hate the desk. The desk is life. The desk is value. And the desk is all that matters, all right? Just don't hate the desk. Just don't hate it. All right. But, no, we have another thing that I want to talk about today. And that is going to be the cards to buff. A couple of cards that we need to buff in the meta, guys, are Heal and Clone. They've been two cards that have kind of been non-existent for a very, very long time. And I really feel like they're two cards that are almost impossible to buff. Because on one hand, remember when heal was so prevalent, everybody complained, heal 3 Musketeers. How can we deal with this? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. Mainly because there was no Mega Knight in the game, there was no Royal Ghost in the game, and those two cards completely counter 3 Musketeers. So now you're going to have more than one option to counter 3 Musketeers. And I really feel that with that in place, I think you could bring back heal a little bit. I wouldn't say as strong as it once was, but I would say it definitely needs another buff. In some way, shape, or form, it needs another buff, and I think I would put it at 75% of what it used to be, and that'll definitely take care of the situation where it's completely useless now. Now, going on to Clone. Clone is one of those spells that's super good, but at the same time, really bad right now. Reason why I say right now it's just absolutely horrendous is because everybody is scared of bait. Everybody's scared of little troops swarming them. You got the goblin gangs, you got the skarmies, you got the skeleton barrels, you got the inferno dragons. You have every single thing in the game that pretty much counters the card. So I would say maybe even make it one more level higher, but I don't know. I just feel that it's not going to be enough value as far as that's concerned. The Discord link expired. Did it really? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. What are you guys talking about? It didn't expire. All right, we have a new guest on the channel, guys. New guest on the channel. He's going to be coming in right now. We're going to be dropping Luke Bix in here, and he is going to have a question for us. What's up, Luke Bix? You have your mic muted, but I believe he has a question for Enchatin. Once he gets his mic unmuted, we're going to hear him out. But until that happens, we're going to fix what happened with this Discord link. Yeah, I think I could make the desk a little bit smaller, right? Yeah, I feel like the desk needs to come down a little bit. Yeah, we could do that because, yeah, all right, we can make the desk come down. That's fine. We can make the desk come down.
Yo.
Or I could just do this. Hey, we got Luke Bix. What's up, my man?
What's up? I was wondering about your thoughts about heroes, like from Clash of Clans.
Oh man, I love Heroes. Okay, the reason why I love Heroes is because when I was growing up, my first game that I ever played competitively was Warcraft 3. And if anybody knows Warcraft 3, there is Heroes in Warcraft. Now, StarCraft, on the other hand, I didn't like it that much because it was too much macro over micro. A micro is pretty much when you move your troops around. Macro is your farming, your efficiency of building, how much gold income you have, and everything like that combined. So, what I think about Heroes is I want them. Reason why I want them is I feel like Clash Royale needs a huge splash and something that I wouldn't even say it needs to be even the Clash of Clans heroes. I would just say it needs to be heroes or units in general that spawn things when you click on them, like activatable abilities. So once you play it, the card icon then goes above your cards in your hand. You can click on that and then it activates units that come out, whether they be archers, whether they be barbarians, spear goblins, skeletons, bats, whatever it is can come out of them. And I think that will make a huge dynamic to the game. And now I feel like it would make it so that the game would no longer be so much about counter decks. It would be, okay, you have a counter deck to me, but I can still outplay you with this card because I have this active ability. What I think about heroes, yes, I think heroes are value, and I think heroes will change the game in a very good way.
Okay, so what would you think about like a leveling system for the heroes? Just like you level up your cards with gold.
Now, that's a tricky situation because it's one of those situations where I feel like you have to do it Clash of Clans style, where it's just infinite. And I would say it's only based on gold. I would say you could level it as high as you want based on gold, but it caps out at level 26. You can level it 2 per arena. So if you're only in arena, if you're only, I mean King Tower level. If you're only King Tower level 10, you can only have a level 20 hero. But you cap it down to, let's just say, a level 10 hero or whatever it would be for a level 14 hero for tournament standard. And I feel like you just use gold for that. And you just level it with just straight gold, and you can get a special package, I guess you could say, in the shop for it to be a little bit cheaper, but level it with gold, cap it at 2 per level and make it level 26, or you can even make it 3 per level and make it 38. The reason why I say that that's a very good thing is because a lot of people have a lot of gold that grind grand challenges and have nothing to do with it. Also, it's another way for Supercell to make money off the game because you have to buy gold. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh man, that would be greedy, this, that, and the other thing. But at the same time, the game needs to make money so that they continue to produce great products and great content and afford, all their great things that they do on the esports level. But it really doesn't affect the pros, because the pros and the people who grind grand challenges at the top are going to easily max it out with the gold that they get. The people at the bottom, they should easily be able to max out their hero based on their king tower level if you do it that way, because it would be super cheap until, I guess you can say, king tower 9. So at that point, maybe king tower 10, 11, and 12, 10, 11, 12, 13 are the really expensive ones. I think that'll be a way to cap it out and make it good. What are your thoughts?
So you're saying that like the hero should be based off your level and not your arena? Is that correct?
Yes, your king tower level for your hero. 3 levels on your hero per king tower level.
Okay. And what would you think about if Supercell added like a way to farm gold other than grand challenges? Like, you know how in Clash of Clans there's an actual gold storage area and like elixir collectors or whatever? What if they added something like that? Like they kind of merged the games where you could have your own little area to build and farm gold and battle.
I feel like that'd be really good, but that's not going to be on their list of priorities for another like 6 months. So at the same time, that could be something that comes like a year from now, but not right now. T-Bolt, thank you so much for the raid, though. Much appreciated. Can we get some hype in the chat for T-Bolt? Thank you for the shout out, Hilmy. Much appreciated. T-Bolt, thank you so much for the raid, guys. Guys, we are doing Chatting with Enchatin, the Enchatin Talk Show live. If you guys want to ask me a question, ! Discord, guys. Get in the Discord. Wait in the waiting room. We will pull you in to talk to you. You can ask me any question about Clash Royale, and we will go over it. But Lupix, thank you for your questions, my man. I hope I answered them efficiently enough.
Yeah. I'll see you later, man.
All right, take it easy, man. All right, guys, we have somebody else waiting to talk to us. His name is T Ferg. We're going to bring him in right now. We are going to bring in T Ferg into the room. Once he unmutes his mics, guys, he's going to be asking me a question, and then we are going to get ready to go. How's it going, T Ferg?
Oh, it's going fine. Thank you for having me.
Yo, no problem. Thank you for coming on, my man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I was a long-time viewer of you in chat. I love you, baby.
Yeah, thank you, my man. I know. I was like, oh, T Ferg's up in here.
Yeah. My question is, do you think they need to restructure the monetary system a little bit? To me, it's a little expensive. For the majority, like 99% of the players are free to play.
I absolutely agree with that. I feel like they made it a lot cheaper with the new chest that came out, but I feel like they should be doing a little bit more special offers, kind of the way that they used to, as far as it being like really cheap, but at the same time, have a special offer to where you get 400 gems or 500 gems if you do like a ridiculous like quest. Like have it be like a super quest per se. So like let's just say win, 40 games, 40 1v1 games this week or something like that. Just like a special. So instead of it having specials offered in the shop where you have to pay for it, have like, still the two, back tiers of it, but then have like a special quest, I would say, to where it can give back to the free-to-play players, because I know there's a ton of free-to-play players that really don't have the advantages that people who spend a lot of money onto the game. So if you give them 100 gems here, 100 gems there, allow them to buy cards, because here's the thing, bottom line is if you're a free-to-play player, 100, 200, 300, 400 gems is not going to do that much for you, but it's going to do enough, to where it's going to keep you interested. It's going to keep you, either playing grand challenges, which you're missing out on, or other things. And it's not really going to skew the game to where you're going to max out your account. And 500 gems for somebody who's maxed really isn't that big of a deal. So I feel like if they add a couple of those quests for gems, I guess you could say, it'll help out the free-to-play players. And I also feel like maybe you can have toggleable questing. So instead of you getting chests in your quest, you can get gems that are equivalent to the amount. Like, let's just say a super magical chest is what? How many gems is a super magical chest? 2,700 now? Or 4,500. Let's just say 4,500 gems. Super magical chest. You get that. So instead of you building towards a super magical chest, you build towards 4,500 gems, which could then be used in grand challenges and everything like that. I think that would give free-to-play players a lot more incentive to play, because if you think about it, that's 45 grand challenges, and that's a lot of time you can spend on the game.
All right, and I agree with you, but like the in-between times.
Yeah, the in-between times. Now, that's one of the trickiest situations that Clash Royale has, because even in my situation, I also feel the same way, because ladder is kind of broken right now, and there needs to be more. 2v2 was fun, but how much 2v2 can you really play if you don't have a partner that you like, or if you don't have somebody on? You know, this game was built off of 1v1. So I feel like it's very hard to say, because I've thought about this for a while now. Because if I'm not doing a grand challenge, I'm not doing ladder, I'm not doing 2v2, what do? You know, you don't want to do a custom challenge, a custom tournament in the game. I have done one custom tournament since they nerfed the rewards, and that was maybe a week after they did that, and then never played another one. So maybe having brackets in the game, you know, bracket style tournaments that you can set up.
I think maybe if you look at Brawl Stars, they have multiple events constantly going on and rotating in and out. Would that be something that would be cool?
Well, the thing is, Clash Royale has that. It's just the events aren't as good, you know? They have the double elixir, they have the mirror, they have you know, the the triple elixir. They have all of these you know, special, I guess you can say, events, touchdown. The problem with that they run into is none of these are fun to play for more than 10 games, you know? And then it kind of gets, you know, drawn out, and it's kind of just like, why am I really playing this? You know, you play the challenge and then you're done with it because there's really no more to play it. Do you think if they had a mode where now here's the thing that coming from Brawl Stars, I think is interesting that you said that, is what happens if they had a continuous, endless wave of troops? So let's just say you had one lumberjack running at you, then you had two, then you had three, then you had four, then you had five, and just running at you without a bridge in the middle, and just straight up just running at you and making the game kind of like a tower defense, because I personally love tower defense games. And I think that would add a little bit to the game where, you know, you can build like a little maze, you know, with your buildings, and then you can like play troops to defend as well. What do you think about something like that? Have like what is it called? Like the Robo Battle, I think it is, in Brawl Stars?
Yeah, I think something like that would be cool. Clash Royale in itself is mostly like a tower defense game anyway, so that wouldn't be a bad idea to have in there.
Yeah, and not only that, you can also have a leaderboard, like a weekly leaderboard of who lasted the longest as far as waves are concerned, who lasted the longest time-wise, you know, and like showcase the deck that they used, you know, and I feel like that can make that downtime that you're talking about, where, you know, you don't want to play ladder, you're tilting on ladder, and you just want to do something else. I think that would have been a lot more fun than a tournament touchdown mode, just because, you know, touchdown mode is there's no end game to it. There's no leaderboard that you can add to it. You know, I think Brawl Stars does a really, really good job at you know, making those mini games that you talk about. I mean, Brawl Ball is not really for me, but I think, you know, Robo Rumble, you know, the really special events that are different, you know, because I think Brawl Ball is the same thing as touchdown in Clash Royale, as the fact that it's a game mode, but it's not a special event. You know, I don't think I know they call it a special event, but it's just another game mode in my opinion. Mirror, Turple Elixir, those are just game modes. And I think what you want is, and I do agree, a special game mode, like a special mode, kind of like Brawl Stars. And I feel like that's a good thing to do. And also, you can have a 2 versus 1 where somebody's troops are double the strength.
Right. And if one more question, if I have time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Back to the monetization, because even like say in Brawl Stars, it isn't as expensive, and even if you aren't max, you aren't like at a horrible detriment to your team. You're not going to be in ladder. You're going to be destroyed, like regardless if you don't have the levels to keep up with everybody else. And my last question would be, like, say, right now I have a level 6 bowler. I'm 3 away. I can't buy it. I have to wait months before I even get another one. Like that kind of thing is really more so like triggering than anything else. I can't request a bowler. I can't buy a bowler if I don't see it. It doesn't come out of a check, hundreds of dollars to try to get one. I think they should have something where you can like click on the card if you have the gold to just buy a few of them at least, like at any point in the game, any time. If you have the money, why not let me buy it?
So let's just say you can go into your card base, click on a card, and let's just say highlight in shop. So it increases the chance it drops in your shop by 75%. So let's just say you want a bowler, you can do that once a week per card. So if you want a bowler, one bowler will automatically show up in your shop guaranteed at least once that week. I think that might be a good way to do that, to where you can highlight a card until you get it, in your shop for that week, and then it goes black, so you can't do it for another, let's say, 14-day cooldown on that card. That way it goes into your shop so you can buy it with gold, because I do think that is triggering. If you have the gold for a card and it doesn't come out, it's upsetting. I mean, I'm in the same situation right now where I have about 500,000 gold and I need some legendaries, and they just do not show up in my shop ever. And they either I'll get like a Sparky in my shop or a Lava Hound, and I don't need that. I need an Ice Wizard, I need a Bandit, I need a Mega Knight. My Mega Knight's level 2 right now. I have a level 5 Graveyard and a level 2 Mega Knight. Like that hurts. That hurts. All right, though. I hope that answered your question, Teakford.
All right.
Thank
yes,
you so
sir.
much for coming on, my man.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. You too. All right. What is the number to call and chat? And guys, you got to get into the Discord. Join the Discord, then go into the waiting room. Put your mic on mute. Then I will pull you into the room. Once I pull you into the room, unmute your mic. That'll tell me you are ready to go, and then we will get it started. So guys, if you want to come in and talk to me, all you got to do is get into the Discord server. The Discord server is getting linked all over the chat. Click it, get into the waiting room, mute your mic in the waiting room, and then when I pull you in here, you can then... Ooh. The cactus! We'll be able to talk to me, because that'll get ready. T-Ferg with the fire ideas. Yeah, man, T-Ferg, that was her value. But I think we got another person waiting to get in here. Looks like Sebas. Let's bring Sebas into the room, and let's see if he has a question for us. Once Sebas unmutes his mic telling me he is ready, we're going to introduce him, and then we're going to get ready to go. Boys, though, in the Twitch chat, let me know if you have a question, if you want to get on here. All you have to do, join the Discord server, get up in here, go into the waiting room, mute your mic. Then when I pull you in here, unmute your mic when you're ready to go. But guys, we have Sebas coming in right now. Sebas, how you doing, my man?
Good.
All right.
I just like
you
this
have
is
a question
kind
for
of
me?
funny. This is kind of funny because I'm just watching your stream. And, like I just joined it, but like random.
Mhm.
I play Clash Royale, but I don't play anymore. But I just wanted to like be in the stream. But
Yeah, I mean, you can ask me a question about anything. It doesn't have to be directly at Clash Royale.
like I don't know what to ask. I'm nervous.
It's all right. Don't be nervous. We're all family here.
Yeah, I'm seeing you right now. You're 62.
Yeah, I even got a tie on, man. I even put on a tie for you.
I just know. Yeah, that's cool.
Got tie, got the blazer. You sure you don't have a question?
Yeah, what arena are you? And how many trophies you have?
I am in Legendary Arena. I believe that's still the highest one. I have 6171.
The highest one?
Personal.
No, they said the highest one is the electric one.
Then I'm in that one. Whatever the highest one is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
There's someone called Squirt.
Yes.
I think he might want to talk.
No, that's the he's organizing the talk show in the Discord.
Oh, cool. I like the setup.
Thank you, my man. Yeah, no, I even got a green screen on for all you guys, so you can't even see anything behind me. I mean, I don't have a green screen. I mean, this is my natural room.
For how many like days, months you have been like streaming?
Oh, I've been streaming for about a year and a half now. Year and a half.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man, it's been a fun ride. You know, I started about a year and a half ago, streaming, and that eventually led me to now casting, gigs around the world. And, I couldn't be more grateful. It's all because of you guys who watch me interact on a daily basis that keeps me going. And,
yeah,
it's kind of like living.
I wish I can subscribe to you, but I have money. I'm like just 14.
Yo, no, it's all good, baby. It's all good. You just watching me is more than enough, my friend. More than enough. Thank you so much.
Cool, man. Have a good day.
You too, my friend. All right. That was boss. If you guys have a question, jump into Discord, go into the waiting room, and then I'll pull you in here and ask me. Also, there's another way to get your question answered. If you're shy, you don't want to, come on here and talk, you can drop a question in the chat and I will answer it. BBW in the chat says, "Do you still have fish? And did you quit the fish store job?" A, that was my family business. B, no, I do not have fish. I never really had fish. And yes, I quit working with fish, designing aquariums about 7 months ago. So I no longer do that. Or 8 months ago. Hold on. I did that in like May. So however long that is. May's what? 5? So 7, 8 months ago, 9 months ago now. It's been a long time, man. It's crazy. I don't know. It's about 8.5 months ago. I quit that. But now I just stream full time, cast full time, and just have a good time all the time. Hey, all right though. It looks like we have somebody else coming up in here who wants to get his question answered. Lord Stark, he was one of the first people to come in to our chat with Enchatin. He was actually the first person to air as a co-host for this new series. He's gonna come in here. BBW, I missed the fish stories. I miss you too, my man. So once Lord Stark unmutes his mic, we are gonna introduce him and get ready to go. Here he is, Lord Stark. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ben?
I've been good, man. I've been good. I changed the entire setup around. I even got a green screen. Jeez, it's like I'm selling out over here.
Yeah, the setup's really coming along. Looks pretty sharp. Quick question. I love talking about cards and potential changes, and I think with the recent buff to Lumberjack, we've seen the usefulness of Rage on the back end of that. I think I've been put in a lot of situations where the Lumberjack dies and the Rage has actually really helped my push develop, but I think the 2 Elixir Rage, very underutilized, still not where it needs to be to come anywhere close to the meta. Do you have any thoughts on how that card might become relevant again?
Yeah, here's the thing. I think you need to reduce it by 50% and make it one elixir. But at the same time, if you do that, then it becomes a super quick cycle card. Hog decks would roam the arena like it would be nobody's business. And I feel like it's too risky to do, because if you're not willing to nerf it within like 5 days, and you know Clash Royale takes like 2, 3, 4, no, like 5 weeks to nerf cards. If you put it at one elixir and it just becomes giant hog at the bridge, and all of a sudden your tower's 100% dead, and then they have tornado, princess, rocket for anything that you want to throw, on the counterattack. I feel like that might hurt it. But at the same time, how do you really buff a card that's 2 elixir, but not only is it 2 elixir, it's a slot, you only have 8 card slots in Clash Royale. And I think the card itself is a good card. I think it definitely is one of the top tier cards in the game if we had, let's just say, a 10 card deck. But unfortunately we don't. And with all these bait decks around the meta, there's no way you can sacrifice a slot for either a zap or a log or a fireball or another spell that rage would be useful. Because if you have rage, that means you don't have a log for the Goblin Gang, or you don't have Goblin Gang yourself to shut things down. I just feel like it's one of those cards that cannot really be buffed and cannot really be nerfed. Maybe one elixir, but like they would have to severely play test that out, because if you put that in there, cycle decks might get a little ridiculous. And just imagine a bridge spam deck with a 1 elixir rage. That could be a very, very big problem for Clash Royale. What are your thoughts on the rage spell? Do you have any thoughts on how to nerf it, buff it, or anything like that?
Yeah, I had thought similarly along the lines of around testing it out at 1 elixir, and I think you brought up a great point. A lot of times, like, rage is a good card when you think about it, but whenever you put it in a deck and you think, there's those competing 2 elixir cards, you have zap, you have log. I just am never in a situation where I can tell myself that rage is a better play in that slot over a zap or a log. So I definitely think it would be worth exploring the 1 elixir like you mentioned, and kind of reducing that cost. But I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. That's why I wanted your input as well.
Yeah, I feel like at 1 elixir, we get very, very scary Night Witch battle ram pushes, to where like you battle ram Night Witch, or Ice Golem, battle ram Night Witch, Ice Spirit, rage, then have zap in your hand. That then turns into a what do you even do? Like if you don't have something in your hand to counter that, your tower's dead and there's nothing you can do about it. And it will only take like 5 seconds to kill your tower. Maybe have it get nerfed on the attack speeds, maybe only add 10% attack speed, and maybe just have it a little bit more movement speed.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this on the fly from a bridge spam perspective. What about a situation where, kind of similar to the log, you can only play it like up to the bridge, and therefore you'd only get the rage increase like slightly over the bridge, kind of mostly from a movement speed or taking down a royal giant at the bridge kind of situation, as opposed to being able to rage something all the way to your opponent's tower.
I think that's an interesting thing, and I think that might work. But something that I just thought about that might even work even a little bit better. What about like, speaking of when you just said log, it popped into my head. What about having it act like a log, where it's a slowly moving rage, like that goes with the units to the end of the arena. So it just keeps moving from one section of the arena all the way to the other one, and rages troops with it. And kind of has like a tidal wave effect. But if they put a troop in front of it, it'll immediately stop. But the further back you put the rage, the faster it ramps up. So let's just say it ramps up over time in movement speed. So it acts exactly like a log, but it moves faster towards the, I guess, end of the duration of the log, so it goes like zoom. So if you put something, let's just say a giant or something, to block the troops, the rage kind of then just goes away. But you also have the rage getting about 75% stronger because of this. So your troops move even faster. Like we're talking like E-Barb status, like super speed, like super suit, like broken E-barb speed. We're talking the fastest units in the game and just supercharge in there and have it like that.
I mean, I think that's a really, really cool perspective on it. And that could definitely be interesting and would introduce like another timing component to your push. One of the problems I think with Rage now though is that defensively it's not very useful, and I would worry that a situation like that would completely obliterate any chance of using Rage defensively, which I think would be kind of an interesting shift as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting thing. I just feel like the card is just so hard to balance because it's on the teeter-totter of, is it going to be absolutely broken or is it going to be okay? And I feel like it's very hard to balance it just for the sake of, you know, it being 2 elixir is just, it's so much elixir because that's a zap, that's a log, but at the same time, 1 elixir, you run into the situation where then it becomes too good on defense and too good on offense. And I think it's just one of those cards that's, oh my, I feel like it just needs to be killed. You know, it's kind of like the bomb tower, kind of like the bomber, just one of those cards that if buffed too much, it would just be completely broken and overpowered.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a dangerous game playing with switching around the mechanics of Rage, and yeah, it might always be best suited for some of the lower arenas with the bomb tower and bomber, like you're saying. But you know, if I don't know if you have anyone else in the waiting room, but speaking of a different spell that I think should be usable or at least viable in some of the upper levels would be lightning. And right now I think after both nerfs we've seen to it, I think it's in need of a little bit of assistance. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think lightning should go back to the way it was. I think it never was really broken or overpowered. I think it kept a lot of Inferno Dragons in check. And now I feel like if you're running, you know, a heavy golem deck versus bait with an Inferno Dragon and a tornado, you just lose every game. There's nothing you can do about it. I feel like lightning needs to go back the way it was. I don't think it was ever broken. I think it was always in a decent spot. It might have been a little bit overpowered. I would have just nerfed it 3%. But here's the problem. Not only did they nerf it, the next balance change, they nerfed spell damage to towers, so it even hit it even harder, making it even more relevant. The number one best part about lightning was you get to lightning the tower with troops as well, and it had such a long radius. Now, it only does what, like 293 damage to a tower? Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah, I think at tournament standard it's around the 290s, and then when you compare it to something like Poison or Fireball, those are the lower 200s, and Rocket's all the way up at like 423. I think there's a little bit too much of a difference there, and I agree with you. I'd like to see the 3% buff and kind of taking it back to where it used to be. Ultimately, I think I'm of the opinion that Lightning wasn't the problem. I think it was more of the combination of Hog and Lightning, and we saw those Golem Lightning decks, and I think Lightning took a nerf in that situation because it was getting played in those decks, not because there was an actual problem with Lightning. And now we're seeing such a low use rate on it as a result because, like you said, it's been nerfed twice. So, yeah, I would just like to get my thoughts out there that Lightning should definitely see a buff in the future. And I would love to see that bringing back to the meta.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that Lightning needs to come back because Fireball is only used in siege decks. Poison's the best spell in the game, undoubtedly, without a doubt. Everybody knows that. And Lightning is just sitting there, maybe used maybe 2% of all decks, maybe 1%. You know, I see Lightning maybe 1 out of every 100 games I play, and that's just not okay. I feel like put it the way it was before. You got the nerf to the tower damage now, so you're not going to be able to get that in there. And I feel like if you were going to nerf it, you should have nerfed the damage it did to just all buildings and structures in general, and not the distance. So like, let's just say you nerf the amount of damage it did to a structure itself by, 10%. I think that would make the card a little bit I guess, okay. But I mean, at the same time, I thought it was okay before. I don't think it really needed to get touched. Maybe was it too strong on ladder for lower levels who had Hog Lightning? I'm not really sure where the nerf came from, because I always thought it was a more balanced spell than poison, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree there. And part of the problem with poison, I think, is it's kind of established itself as the clear choice against almost all spawners, in my opinion, whether it's Goblin Hut or Furnace. Poison is one of the best ways to deal with not only the building, but the troops coming out of it. And I think almost, kind of it being the only response to keeping those spawners in check. I think if there were maybe some tweaks to the Furnace or the Goblin Hut, a secondary nerf to the Goblin Hut, because I think the first one was not enough. But I think the spawners are posing an issue, and poison is just kind of a result of the fact that it's the only real way to deal with it in any regard. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think if you had lightning, I think the spawner decks would not be that prevalent, because if you had Golem, you had lightning, that Goblin Hut, you can't just play the Goblin Hut and just get value. You have to play it when he plays the Golem. Otherwise, that's going to be at like 70% life. When my Golem crosses the river, lightning, bye-bye Goblin Hut. Goblin Hut's going to evaporate. The Golem's going to go straight for the tower, and that's going to be completely irrelevant. And I think lightning kept Furnaces in check, kept Goblin Huts in check. I mean, now we're not seeing that many Furnaces, but we're seeing a lot of Goblin Huts. And here's the thing. I mean, lightning still takes out pumps now as well. I think lightning, put it the way it was before. You already nerfed it to 293, I believe. You already nerfed it like 50 damage to Princess Towers. I feel like it's in a good spot if you put it back the way it was, because it did get indirectly nerfed anyway by the 5% spell damage to towers, or however much it got nerfed. I'm not 100% sure what it was. But at the same time, I feel like they need another spell in the game that's viable, that, is 5 elixir. I want to see a 5 elixir spell that's pretty viable, that, it could do the in-between poison and lightning. Let's just say a electric storm, to where it's just electricity comes on the ground and zaps troops. It does the same amount of damage as a poison, but it zaps troops in the area for 1 more elixir. Every 2 seconds, it zaps, or every 4 seconds it zaps. So it zaps as it starts, it zaps as you play it, it zaps at 4 seconds, and then it zaps at 8 seconds when it clears. What do you think about like a thunderstorm spell for 5 elixir? Same amount of damage as a poison.
That could be interesting. And when you're saying a zap, you mean what, like a quarter-second stun, like a retargeting effect?
Yeah, like the lowest amount of stunnage possible, like a Zappies kind of stun.
I think that's a cool idea. I think on the back end, that's going to be such a tough situation for cards like Sparky or Inferno Drag, just introducing another retargeting effect to the game. But I think that's a very interesting play. And my rebuttal to you would be really, what stops us from putting lightning in that 5 elixir spot? Maybe we do tone down the damage and scale it down a little bit, but bring it down to 5 elixir and make lightning that gap in between rocket and poison fireball.
Well, here's the thing. You have it doing poison ticking damage over time, so you can clear out the little dudes. You then, all right, so let's just say, okay, let's then put it this way. It only zaps at 8 seconds. So it ends with a thunderstorm. 8 seconds, when it's about to clear, it just goes boom and just zaps for a quarter of a second everything in the area. How about that? For 5 elixir, does pretty much does what poison does exactly, but adds a zap at 8 seconds towards the end, making it a skill card. For 1 more elixir, you can save, a zap. So if they have the Inferno Dragon, you could actually zap it with that, timing it perfectly. You have to have perfect timing for this, though, because it is 8 seconds. Do that, and then that makes them not be able to just drop an Inferno Dragon on you and just say, you lose because you don't have a zap or anything like that, and allows you to run that plus log, and that gives you a zap with your log, and that's the biggest thing I think in this game now is people don't have the answer to zap bait if you have a log, or log bait if you have zap.
Yeah, I do like the idea. I would probably advocate for putting that zap in the first second as opposed to the 8th second. I think timing 8 seconds out would be a little too nuanced for a majority of the players, but I do think that that's an interesting idea, and I would love to see something like that. And I agree with you. There needs to be something in between the poison fireball and the rocket, lightning area, and that would be an interesting idea to kind of look at a little bit more.
Yeah, because I feel like there just needs to be another zap kind of card in the game that's viable as a big spell, so you can run that plus log, and then you don't have to deal with, oh my god, I have a zap, he has a goblin barrel, I lose. Like
yeah.
That's what tilts me in this game.
Yeah, and the only spell I think technically currently occupying the 5 elixir slot is really Graveyard, which really isn't going to fall into the kind of helping that problem at all. And I think a lot of the other, when I think about it, 6 elixir has 2 spells, right? It gives you the option of lightning or rocket. 4 gives you poison or fireball, but 5 really only has Graveyard, which is not even in the same kind of category of the way you would use it. So I think it definitely does need a second spell there. That would definitely help it out. That's a good idea.
So yeah, so here's what we got, right? A thunderstorm does exactly pretty much what poison does as far as damage is concerned, but does twice the amount of damage every 2 seconds instead of every second, and at the 4th second, so at the second tick, it zaps. It only zaps once. At the second tick, it zaps. So that's 4 seconds, So 1, 2, damage. 1, 2, damage plus zap. 1, 2, damage. 1, 2, damage. And then it's over. Has the same radius as zap for 1 more elixir. I think that could be value. I mean, it would kill goblins in 1 shot, right? Oh, wait, no. Goblins take 3 ticks. Goblins take 5.
I think they take 2, maybe. I don't remember offhand, but
no. Yeah. So it would still take 4 seconds to kill a goblin because it wouldn't die on the first one. I don't think. I would have to do the math. But yeah, I mean, even still, it would be viable. I think that would be a spell that would help out. It would stop the Inferno Dragons. It would stop the Inferno Towers. And it would add another skill element to the game where it'll be value. So here's what we got. We got Thunderstorm. Every 2 seconds does twice the amount of damage that poison does per tick. At the 4th second, it does a zap. A quarter of a second, just zap to retarget. Lasts for 8 seconds. Everything else like poison. And voila, there's your card. 5 elixir into the game. Done deal.
Yeah, I like it. I think that'll be a strong play against things like Inferno Dragon as well. And I've been seeing so much Mega Knight Inferno Drag everywhere I go. So I think that would be a great response. It looks like you have somebody else in the waiting room, so I don't want to take up all the slot, but I really appreciate you bringing me on. I always love chatting about cards and coming on your channel. So thanks.
Yo, man, thank you for coming by. Lord Stark, everybody. He also streams on Twitch. Can we get a Twitch shout out for Lord Stark on here? So he posts his channel in the chat for him. Thank you very much for that. All right, we do have somebody else waiting in the wings here. Let me just scroll up and see if I missed anything here in the chat. Okay, it looks like we have a question in the chat. What do you think for a game mode with 10 cards in the deck? I think that's very interesting and very exciting. I think that a 10 card game mode would be interesting. It'd be hard to implement for Clash Royale, but at the same time, I think for a challenge, it'd be pretty cool. Like a double elixir, like a mirror challenge. You can build your deck with 10 cards. And as far as the challenge is concerned, I really like that idea. And I think that could be the next, kind of game mode that would really take off. 10 card deck. Not bad. But we have Gilbert from Smiley coming in as our next guest in the room. The moment he unmutes his mics, guys, we are going to announce him and get ready for his question to be answered on the stream. But guys, if you guys want to get in here and ask me a question, all you got to do, !Discord in the chat, get into the Discord, hop into the waiting room, mute your mic. Then when we're ready over here, when we're done with this next person, we will bring you in to talking to me. When you're in here talking to me, unmute your microphone. That tells me you are ready to go, and then we can get everything set up. But guys, thank you for Lord Stark for coming on here. He's a Twitch streamer as well, guys. Definitely give him a follow as well. He was also the first co-host of Chatin with Enchatin. If you missed that one, you can check that back there. We actually did two, one with him and one with DJ Amos. But it looks like Gilbert is ready to go. How's it going, Gilbert? You there? All right, looks like he is having a little bit of technical difficulties with his microphone. So while he gets that all settled, no, it is not on, Gilbert. So while that is all settled, let's take a look at a question in the chat real quick. To be honest, they should combine two cards into one on the board if played at the same time, like Hog Rider and Muskie on its back, or a Hunter shooting down from a balloon, or a Golem being carried by a minion horde, or a miner who takes P.E.K.K.A. to the tower with his tunnel. That would be broken. That would just be broken. There's no other way to describe that. That would be absolutely broken. If a minion horde just moved as fast as a minion horde did with a golem, or a miner could literally just take something to the tower, that would be absolutely broken. But it looks like he has deafen, but that doesn't that's him deafening. So let's take him out of here. We got somebody else waiting until he fixes microphone. Squirt, tell me when he fixes microphone if he could talk to you in there. We're gonna bring in somebody else right now because Gilbert, unfortunately, his microphone needs to get worked. But we have now Zach all day up in the Enchanting room. Once he unmutes his microphone and tells me he's ready, we will introduce him to all of you guys. Yes, unfortunately, if you guys are ready, just make sure your mic works. Check in with Squirt. Ask Squirt, does my mic work, in the chat first. He'll confirm it works for you, so you'll be ready to go. But first, we're just going to be waiting for Zach all day. Let's take a look at the Twitch chat and see what's going on. And by the way, guys, as awesome as an idea as that will never happen. And I don't want to see it to happen either. I just do not want to ever see that happen. That would be a little ridiculous if that ever happened. But it looks like Zach all day is ready to go. How you doing, my man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So I play the games probably since it came out. Took a break because I thought it got boring, but I'm really enjoying it now. Back on ladder, back getting tilted every day.
That's the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. If you don't tilt, what's the point, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, though. Do you have a question for me today?
Yeah. How long have you been streaming?
How long have I been streaming? I have been streaming for a year and a half, believe it or not. It's been an interesting journey with a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but I really enjoy it. I just started going full-time about 7 months ago, mainly because I had to travel to Europe to cast for Clash Royale in their CCGS tournament. But, it's been a fun ride, man.
Oh, awesome. And you be competing in competitive Clash Royale things anytime soon?
Will I be competing in Clash Royale anytime soon, competitively?
Yeah.
Man, I used to compete competitively, and until, to be honest with you, when they have heroes is when you're going to see the most try-hard streams you're ever going to see, because I am going to love the game again, and I'm going to play that every single day for like 10 hours a day. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for right now. Right now, I'm kind of just waiting for them to introduce heroes because I'm somebody who loves to outplay you. And if I have an ability, if I have a button that I can press that spawns units that allows me to outplay you, I think that's a higher skill level cap. I think that adds another element to the game that is amazing. And I really believe that that will revive the game. For me, that will revive the game and bring me back. And I'll be competitive the moment those come into the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it needs a little uplift right now.
Yep. Do you have another question for me?
Not really. I don't have any other questions. I mean, that's all I really wanted to ask you for now.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Zach. If you ever want to come back on, we're coming on Mondays and Wednesdays. If you want to come in here and ask me another question and you popped in, you have a question during the week you want to ask me. Wednesdays, Mondays, Monday and Wednesday at least. We're going to be running this at least 2 days a week. We might even run it on Sunday mornings as well. But thank you so much, man, for coming on.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you later.
All right. That was Zach all day, guys. Zach all day. Now, it looks like Gilbert might be ready. We're gonna bring him in here and see if Gilbert fixed his mic. Gilbert, you there, my man? You gotta unmute your mic and let's see if you fixed it. Feels bad, man. Did not unmute his mic. Feels bad, boys. Feels bad. But guys, oh, it looks like we got somebody else coming in here as well. Let's pull somebody else in here. We got Goo Goo. Whoa. Goo Goo. He says he's nervous. It's all right, though. Don't be nervous, Goo Goo. Goo Goo is coming into the Enchantin room. Once he unmutes his mic, we are going to introduce him to all of you. I don't know why my autofocus is on my webcam. I took that off. Feels bad, man. We're in the studio. We're in a new studio. Gotta adjust the tie. Yeah, tie. Gotta be looking fresh. Gotta be looking fresh for the ladies, just in case they're in here. You know what I mean? What's up, Goo Goo? How you doing, my man? Goo Goo, you there? Goo Goo! All right, looks like his microphone is not working. That is unfortunate. Do we have anybody else in the waiting room? Let me just see. Looks like we have 2 people in the waiting room right now. Both of them do not have mics that work, but that's okay. We'll take your time, Goo Goo. Just figure it out, and that's that. All right, though. Does anybody else want to get in here? Does anybody have a question in the chat? We will be taking a Twitch chat question right now. The first person to ask a question in Twitch chat will be answered. Let me know what you guys want to know. Let me know. Dun-dun-dun. This is like the waiting music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's stop the cringe, boys. Let's stop the cringe. How do you enter the call is the question. How do you enter the call? You type !smart Discord in the chat. You then click on the link. You get into our Discord. You then go into the waiting room with a muted mic. When I bring you into Enchatin's room, I will then introduce you. The moment you unmute your mic, I will introduce you, and then you will be able to talk to me. So, just let me know. Oh my goodness, this guy's name is very, very interesting. Let's just pray that he doesn't say anything bad on the stream. Here we go. We're going to bring in ALM is going to be joining the channel. The moment he unmutes his microphone, we are going to be ready to go with ALM. Whenever he is ready. Guru, that's fine. You could just talk. You could just type it in the chat and I will answer your question. Just waiting for ALM to unmute his mic and we will get ready to go. What do you think Clash Royale needs to become a better game? White Mamba, I think he just needs to be... Oh, wait. Whoa, I think he unmuted his mic and moved away. I think it just... it needs a little bit... it needs a splash, I think heroes will make it a lot better in my opinion and everything like that. Honestly, heroes, and that's it for me. For me, heroes would do the trick. But guys, are we here? Are we here, ALM, or you keep on, are you there? ALM, you there, my man? All right, looks like ALM is not going to be with us. So, guys, if you want to get in here, just let me know. We have about 4 people who have mic problems right now. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. From now on, we're going to have Squirt. Squirt, you're going to test out to see if their microphones work, and then you'll just let me know at me on Discord, because I'm looking at the Discord chat as well, and just let me know they're ready to go, and that will be that. Ooh, all right. Why do I know Lexus? Do Poison or NATO need duration nerfs? I think they're in a good spot. I don't think they need duration nerfs. I think there just needs to be another viable spell. If you were here earlier, we were talking about the spell that I think is going to be in the game, guys, that I want in the game. Here's what I'm going to do, boys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell you what it is right now. 121. Here's the spell that I think. Type 1 in the chat if you think, or type 1 in the comments, or tell me in the comments below if you guys like this spell idea. 5 elixir, Thunderstorm. What does it do? It has the same area as a poison. Every 2 seconds, it does double the tick damage of a poison. So technically, it's the same amount of damage as poison, but it does it all in one burst every 2 seconds. So it starts off, you know, the same way a poison at 2 seconds does damage. At 4 seconds, it does damage and does a quarter of a second stun, just like a zap. It does a zap kind of effect at 4 seconds, then at 6 seconds does more damage, and then at 8 seconds does damage again. That way, it'll do damage the entire duration, kind of like poison, but every 2 seconds instead of every 1 second, and it will add a zap effect for 5 elixir. Call it Thunderstorm, patent it, call it the Enchatin is what you should really call it. But that is what my spell idea for the game is. What do you think? All right, though, let's look at what else do we got. Tornado needs a rage nerf. It pulls 3/4 of the map together. That's true. It really does pull a ton of the map together, and I feel like it might pull it too far, you know? Maybe have it a little range nerf. Maybe, I mean, that could work. Maybe have it not pull as far. But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, the interactions from how far it pulls and how fast it pulls are pretty big. So I say, maybe do we reduce the damage to it and maybe make it do way less damage? I'm not really sure. I think Tornado's in a decent spot. I wouldn't really touch it. It's not so overpowered. It's not so broken. So, you never know. You never know. That card may help out Graveyard. Yeah, no, I mean, it might help Graveyard 100%. The Thunderstorm. I kind of wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on the comments below. What you think about the Thunderstorm. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. Oh, man. All right, so Gilbert's mic is still broken, unfortunately. Squirt, it kept saying, I don't have permission. Permission for what? Old School Brewer. You don't have permission to join the waiting room. What do you mean? Old School Brewer, are you in the right Discord? !Discord to get in here. What do you think about the idea that you can sell cards in the shop? I think that's actually a pretty good idea. If anybody else wants to come on again, you can also just jump into the waiting room. Oh, you're in the general. Oh, wait, no, that's Guru. Never mind. This is Gugu who wanted to get on. He asks, what do you think about the idea that you can sell cards in the shop? I think that's a great idea. I think especially for people who need the gold, it's a good idea, but the problem is it would add to the over-leveling aspect of Clash Royale, so that would be the only reason why I think it would be a bad idea. I think if it had capped King Towers, I think that would be an amazing idea and something that could definitely very well get implemented into the game. But the state of the game right now, the state of how it is, I feel like no, you should not do that at all. You cannot enter Discord. Why can't you enter the Discord? !Discord. Just click on the link. And you should be able to enter the Discord, my man. Just copy the end of it and then get in. But yeah, guys, that's what I think about that. I like the idea, but only if they really call it Enchatin, right? They should call it the Enchatin. Honestly, like, they should call it the Enchatin spell. And that's that. And let's just see if anybody's mic's working here. Your guys' mic's working? Anybody's mic's working in here? Let's see. If one of these two guys' mics are working, we'll be good to go. But it doesn't look like it is. See if ALM's mic is working. ALM, you there, my dude? He unmuted. Does not look like it is good to go. A couple people having Discord problems, but that's no big deal right there. But yeah, no, guys, I think that may wrap up Chatting with Enchantin. I mean, we've been talking for an hour and a half. That's a really long time. Thank you guys so much, everybody who came on. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. I even put on a tie for you guys. Look at this. I even put on a tie, man. That's value like you better. But look at this. I even put on a tie. That's what you call production value, baby. But guys, thank you so much for watching this edition of the Enchantin Show, Chatting with Enchantin. If you liked what you saw, in the comments below, please let me know what you like, what you dislike, what we can do better for the next show. Much appreciated, guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the next Chatting with Enchantin. Or I put out a YouTube video every day. Please, 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 please. Just watch my YouTube videos. Value like you better believe, baby. Value like you better believe. Thank you, fam. All right, boys. I'm sorry. We're stripping. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my